Another Tigray Eritrea border crossing is open. Pictures are in circulation showing a meeting between Tigrayans and Eritreans in the border area. Welcome to my views and news. Thanks for watching the channel. Two main news stories in this video. Firstly, uh, gradually we are seeing now engagement between Tigrayan and Eritrean communities across the border. Everything happening in public, pictures being released, videos in circulation. Is it a violation of Ethiopian territorial integrity and sovereignty? Should such engagements continue or not? Second news story is about Donald Trump's claims. US President Donald Trump made some claims today. Did he prevent Ethiopia-Egypt war? Let's start with this news story. Was Donald Trump, the US president, today asked Iran and Israel to reach a deal to end the war. He said that he has been stopping wars, he has been preventing wars. In his previous term, too, he worked to end conflicts. He mentioned some conflicts which he managed to put an end to. He talked about recent Pakistan-India war. He said that I stopped that war. I talked to the two leaders. They agreed to reach a deal. And because of trade, I told them to de-escalate and sign a deal. They agreed. He talked about Kosovo-Serbia war, which he stopped in the past. He said when Kosovo and Serbia were hitting hard at each other, I intervened. I stopped the war. Then he talked about Egypt-Ethiopia war, that a war was in the making. There were tensions over a massive dam built on River Nile, but I intervened and I prevented the war. Obviously, he's talking about the past. He did not prevent any Ethiopia-Egypt war in this term. Maybe he's talking about his previous term when he was the president. Back then, too, there were tensions between Ethiopia and Egypt. Does Trump really want Israel and Iran to sign a deal to end the war? Well, Trump has introduced a new type of diplomacy in the world. This diplomacy is basically arm twisting. It's blackmail. Trump decides which side should be blackmailed. And then he starts twisting the arm of that side. He makes that side to agree to a deal. Otherwise, he takes military action. This is what he's doing in this war. Iran-Israel war. He wants Iran to sign nuclear deal. Iran reluctant, and he has unleashed Israel on Iran. He did the same too when he unleashed Israel on Hamas, when Hamas and Israel could not reach a deal. Pakistan-India war was a different case. Neither Pakistan nor India wanted the war to continue. Neither of them was in a position to continue the war because of their economic situation. India wanted a face saving. It just wanted to tell its people that it had taken revenge for Pahalgam attack on tourists, which India blamed Pakistan for. Pakistan, when it was attacked by Indian missiles, wanted a face saving too, so it shot down Indian planes. That was enough for both of them, I think. That is why war ended. I said at the start of the on day one, I said the war was going to end very soon. Both parties wanted an end to war. Trump, it's not that he wants wars to end. Basically, he wants the warring parties to agree whatever he is telling them to agree to. He's dictating and he wants warring parties to listen to him. Otherwise, he uses force. This is what happened when he warned Houthis, and then he launched a wave of strikes on Houthi targets in yeah. Second story is about Tigray Eritrea engagements. I showed you a video a few days ago from Zalambasa Sanafe border. I showed you the video with Tigrayans entering Eritrean territory, Sanafe zone, Ambasate Galaba is the name of the place in Santa Fe where Tigrayans met with Eritreans. Independence Day, Eritrean Independence Day celebration was held there. Obviously, border was open. Tigrayans from Zalambasa were allowed to enter Eritrean territory. No passports checked. No need of any visa. Tigrayans were allowed to enter Eritrean territory. That's part of rapprochement between TPLF and PFDJ, Tigray and Eritrea, governments and people, militaries. A second similar activity happened in another border area. This time, Rama border crossing on Mirab River. Now, pictures are in circulation showing Tigrayans and Eritreans meeting there along Mirab River. It seems that the meeting happened on Eritrean side of the border. Again, Tigrayans crossed into Eritrea. Locals of the area, they met there. And it has been reported that the two sides celebrated a feast there. When I raise questions about such engagements, people say, Sajid, you're against Tigray, Eritrea, peaceful activities. Well, I'm not against peaceful engagement between Tigray and Eritrea. I was the first one who called for Eritrea dialogue after Pretoria. Back then, I was accused of working against Tigray, working against TPLF, if you remember. The same people who are now the champions of Tigray Eritrea engagements, they did not want to hear anything about this topic. They used to call people traitor. They used to accuse people of being anti-Tigray when people talked about Eritrea Tigray engagement in 2022, 2023. But now things have changed. I am not against Tigray Eritrea people engagement. But if you don't involve federal government, if you engage each other without federal government's involvement, it will lead to deterioration of relations between Tigray and federal government. Just like there should be peace between Tigray and Eritrea, there should be peace between Tigray and Addis Ababa. These contacts, border contacts, are happening without the approval of the Ethiopian federal government. No visas being issued. No country wants its borders to be so free that so open that the borders can be breached anytime. This is what is happening on Tigray border. Obviously, it is not giving positive message to Addis Ababa. It is worrying for Addis Ababa that Tigray border is not under federal government control and freely Eritrea and Tigray are meeting and maybe forming an alliance that could be against the federal government. I think Tigray and Eritrea should include federal government of Ethiopia to in the engagements if they want long-term peace. If federal government remains out of such engagements will lead to tension between Tigray and federal government. Thank you for watching.